Welcome to my channel. Today we explore Lomonosov Porcelain, from Imperial Russia to the modern day. We will uncover its history with many visuals including portraits, porcelain pieces and historic scenes. Stay with me for this journey through art and history. 1744, St. Petersburg, the heart of the Russian Empire. A new factory opened its doors, but not for ordinary goods. Its mission was to rival Europe's finest porcelain, to show the world that Russia was not only powerful but also refined. This is a story of Lomonosov Porcelain, also known as the Imperial Porcelain Factory. It's a story of art, politics, and survival, from the tables of the Tsars through revolutions to collectors around the world today. It all began with Empress Elizabeth, daughter of Peter the Great. She wanted Russia to stand equal with Europe's greatest powers. At the time, porcelain was Europe's treasure. Meissen in Germany and Sèvres in France had already won fame, but Russia had none. Elizabeth supported a young Russian scientist, Dmitry Vinogradov. He studied in Germany, learned the secrets of porcelain, and in 1744 he succeeded. Russia now had its own recipe for hard-paste porcelain. With this success, the first porcelain factory in Russia opened in St. Petersburg. At first, production was small. The works were made for the court, not for sale. Cups, plates, figurines, all designed to serve the Empress and her circle. Yet even in these early years, porcelain became a tool of prestige. When Catherine II came to power, she transformed the Imperial Porcelain Factory into a true symbol of empire. She understood the value of porcelain as both art and diplomacy. She ordered massive services for state banquets. One famous example is the cameo service, decorated with classical themes. Another is the arabesque service, filled with delicate motifs. Each set includes hundreds of pieces, used when foreign envoys and noble guests dined at the imperial table. For Catherine, porcelain was not just decoration. It was political language. Every plate, every cup showed that Russia was cultured, sophisticated, and equal to Europe. In her reign, the factory officially took the name Imperial Porcelain Factory, a proud title it carried into the 19th century. In the 19th century, porcelain became even more closely tied to Russian identity. The factory produced masterpieces like the Guriev service, commissioned under Tsar Alexander I. This service included scenes of Russian life, farmers, hunters, folk patterns. It was luxury combined with national pride. At the same time, porcelain became a diplomatic tool. When foreign dignitaries visited St. Petersburg, they dined on Russian porcelain. When gifts were sent abroad, porcelain was often chosen. By the late 19th century, the Imperial Porcelain Factory was exporting its works to Europe, admired not only for their beauty but also for their unmistakable Russian character. As the empire moved into the 20th century, porcelain production faced new challenges. After the fall of the monarchy, the factory was nationalized and renamed, but even in these turbulent times, new designs were created that would become legendary. One design above all became iconic, the cobalt net. It appeared in 1944, created by artist Anna Yechkavich. She took inspiration from a porcelain service made for Catherine the Great, where blue ribbons decorated the edges of plates. She reimagined it as a lattice of cobalt blue intersecting lines, dotted with gold accents on white porcelain. The result was timeless. The cobalt net became the signature design of Russian porcelain, admired both at home and abroad. When people today think of Lomonosov porcelain, they often think first of this pattern. After the revolution, the factory had been nationalized and renamed the Lomonosov Porcelain Factory in 1925. It no longer served emperors but the Soviet state. Its art reflected politics. In the early Soviet years, porcelain carried propaganda. Red stars, tractors, workers and slogans, plates and figurines celebrated the new socialist society. But even while serving ideology, the craftsmanship remained world-class. From the mid-20th century, Lomonosov porcelain became a key Soviet export. While most luxury goods were scarce, porcelain reached Western markets, bringing foreign currency to the USSR. The cobalt net design in particular became a Soviet export success. During the Cold War, Lomonosov porcelain was one of the few luxury products that the Soviet Union exported widely. Collectors in Europe, America, and Asia bought it eagerly. For many, owning a Lomonosov teacup or figurine meant owning a piece of Russian culture. It connected them both to the imperial tradition and the Soviet present. In this way, porcelain bridged two very different Russias, showing continuity through art. After the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991, the factory faced a new era. In the 2000s, it reclaimed its historic name, the Imperial Porcelain Factory. Today, it still operates in St. Petersburg. It produces both traditional designs like the cobalt net and new creations for modern taste. Collectors around the world continue to prize them. Each piece carries centuries of history, from Empress Elizabeth through Catherine the Great, across revolutions and into the present. Lomonosov porcelain is more than decoration. It's a history in porcelain form. It tells the story of an empire, a revolution, and a nation that survived both. From the banquets of the emperors to the shelves of collectors, it remains a symbol of Russian creativity and endurance. Do you own a piece of Lomonosov porcelain, or have you ever seen one up close? Share your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed this story, subscribe and like for more journeys into the art and history. Thank you for watching.